I've told you, I don't want to ever hear, I've heard the last person I ever want to hear say, boy, if somebody would have told me to buy Amazon at such and such a price, I would have made, whatever the number is. But the truth is, as I've told you before, that anybody who was told to buy Amazon when it was very, very low priced would, in virtually all cases, would have long ago been out of Amazon. And when I say long ago, I mean when they would have been out very, very quickly. Like, let's go to the yearly chart just again. So people, this is a habit of people. Boy, if somebody told me to buy Amazon here at $25, I would have, I'd be set for life. Yeah, there is one little problem, that you would have been tortured because when you bought it at 25, it moved up to 61 and you almost tripled your money. And then it pulled back all the way to 25 and you would have been crying in your soup, or you would have taken your position off. Or if you held it, it rallied and it went to 101. Now it's 5 times your money. And then it sold off again and tested, 34, and you just couldn't take it. See what I'm saying? All these things go on and on and on. And then there's not to say nothing of the market moves up and you're still in it here. And now you're concerned, well, if I hold it and they start a big pullback, then I'm giving back all the gains. And I've already told all my relatives how well I'm doing, and I can't let that happen. This is why you shouldn't be talking about your positions to people, even if the positions are doing really poorly or even if they're doing really well. You should not be saying to people what it is you're doing, because here's what's going to happen. You're then going to make your next trading decision based upon how people are going to feel about you if you don't get out with a profit, since you've already made a whole show of that, right? So it's a very, very bad idea to tell other people, unless you're really mature and know how to trade without telling people. Can you go to lunch with your friend and have a position on that's, $200,000 in your favor or $20,000 in your favor? Can you do that without telling them? Most people can't. But you can learn to do that by not idolizing yourself in these positions and just be trading what the market says it wants to do. Because once you spread that information out there, then the very next thing that happens is you're starting to think not about the trade, but about how you will look if it doesn't work out. Somebody later says, hey, how'd that trade work out? And you're going to either have to lie, which is a terrible thing to do when you're trading, or about your trading, or B, you're going to have to tell them, well, yeah, I guess I held on, or I got out early, or held on too long, or whatever it is that happened. So if we were to make a pact together about the cardinal sins in trading, certainly one of them is talking to other people about your trades, especially when they're profitable and in your favor. And I mean, even after the trade is over, because then if you tell people about your trades after they're over, then people get the impression you're doing really well. I did this when I was just starting in the markets with Marta, the mother of my daughter, and she was very impressed with that. What I wasn't telling her was how much trouble I was causing myself on positions that I wasn't doing so well with. And when you do tell people that, then later they're going to come back to you and ask, how's everything going? And then now you're living a double life, a life of trying to authentically understand markets and trade them, and a second little show that you're putting on for people that you know about how well you're doing or how well you're not doing. So really, it's a sin. It literally goes down to that level to talk to other people about your trading. It's much better, in my opinion, for you to simply say, I try to invest my money as wisely as I can. That's what I do with markets. I would never say, oh, I'm a day trader, or some stupid line that tells people or has some mystery to it or anything like that. Just say I invest my money as wisely as I can, a little over here, a little over there, whatever. Oh, that's great. That way, you don't have to live a double life. You don't have to be tempted to live a double life, and you can remain authentic to the cause, which is to understand the nature of the market and to try to trade the whole move that the market itself is telling you it wants to do, or a good portion of that move. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. People fall into this trap. It's very, very easy. And listen, I've broken the rules so many times. Honestly, there should be a special hell for people like me. But I don't do it anymore, other than here at Page Trader, where we're forecasting and saying, hey, we called this move. But you don't hear me saying what I trade and what I don't trade. I don't want anybody to, I don't want to get into that position mentally and have to have two shows going on, right? Because that's what ends up happening. So, most people are honest, but they can be very easily tempted into something that doesn't damage the other person, it damages us. So as trying to be, doing this correctly. So that's why you don't hear me saying what we trade or this, that, and the other. Sometimes, yes, when we are showing our square principle stuff, we'll show a trading statement over many, many years. We've made X number of dollars and so on. And that's in the interest of showing people that we actually do put money to work in markets. But I think you'll find, and then I won't go on about it, you'll find that there is a kind of a wisdom in just simply not bringing it up, or if you do bring it up, it's very vague. Yeah, I do, have investments, in as best as I can. I try to invest my money to get some decent return, something like that. Don't even point to where it is, because then you start going down that rabbit hole.